Hello and welcome future GTAs to COM 1100 training. We're so happy to work with all of you and want to take this opportunity to talk to you about how to build an inclusive classroom as teachers.
My name is Lane and I'm a part of the 2018 GTA cohort.
I'm Rocky. I'm actually going to be class of 2017.
And my name is Lauren Hannah and I'm also graduating MA class of 2018.
And to help us out, we have a few students from Cal State LA that will help us talk about the ways you can build an inclusive classroom with your students. It's important to be aware of the amazing diversity here at Cal State LA and how you can include all of your students to be involved in your classroom community. This makes a big difference in your classroom and also is highly impactful for your students as well.
We've come together to bring to your attention some of the most important resources you should be addressing with your students from day one.
These facilities around campus are funded by student tuition, and yet most of your students would not be aware of them unless you let them know. Show you are keeping their best interests in mind by bringing their attention to these resources, such as the Office of Student Disabilities, or OSD, the Veterans Center, and finally, Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS.
First, we're going to talk about the Office of Students with Disabilities.
You'll notice as you begin to look over your COM 1100 syllabus that there's a section labeled Statement on Special Needs Accommodations. Here, your students will be referred to the Office of Student Disabilities, or OSD. It's important to highlight this section with your students so that way students with disabilities can get the accommodations to best serve them.
It is the policy of California State University, Los Angeles, that no otherwise qualified person with a disability shall be subjected to discrimination because of that disability under any program or activity conducted or sponsored by the university.
Some of the objectives of OSD are as follows. Number 1, verifying the existence of a disability and the need for academic accommodations based on documentation provided.
Number 2, assess requests for accommodations by students and make recommendations and/or authorize reasonable access methods or services based on the functional limitations associated with the student's disability.
Initiate contact with faculty regarding a student with disability only when authorized by the student and if deemed professionally necessary to do so.
If you have a student who's registered with OSD, you'll receive an email from the department giving you step-by-step instructions as how to accommodate your student, whether it's note-taking, setting up a note-taker in class, or alternative testing. There will always be instructions for you in the email. And of course, if you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to OSD. The important thing to remember is that if your student does have a disability, they can either disclose to you or not. It's not your job to ask them. I've had students come up and tell me that they had something, and we've talked about it and figured out how we can accommodate, and then I've had other students who have never disclosed to me. But the important thing is that if you know your student has a disability, always use people first language. And what I mean by that is you never want to call them by their disability because they are a person first. An example of this is a student who has autism. You would always refer to them first, of course, by their name, but if need be, they are a person with autism, not an autistic person.
Should you have any further questions about OSD, feel free to call them at 323-343-3140, or you can email them at osd@calstatela.edu.
Next, we'll talk about the Veterans Center.
So the purpose of the VRC is to enhance the higher education access and success for our nation's military-connected individuals. This includes active duty members, reservists, National Guard, veterans, and dependents.
The VRC helped me become successful on campus by offering a wonderful administrative staff, partly because they're also veterans and they understand that transition between service life and college life, and they assisted me every step of the way in the enrollment and application of my Cal State LA experience. If you have served in the military, active or veteran, you have the option to receive help for your service in the form of affordable, quality university education. They can help your students apply for the VRC and receive certification, transfer to university life, get support for their success at Cal State LA, and help them reach their career goals.
If your students are interested in the VRC, please share the following contact information or ask them to visit the VRC in person. Finally, we'll talk about CAPS.
The Cal State LA Student Health Center Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS, provides professional and non-judgmental help with your personal growth and psychological wellness.
CAPS specializes in mental health services, which can help you express thoughts and feelings, gain perspective, alleviate emotional symptoms, improve coping skills, and make healthy changes in your life.
CAPS is a great resource for all incoming GTAs to know about, especially because as speech teachers, so much gets disclosed in our classrooms.
Some of the reasons to refer a student to CAPS are if you notice a student having a hard time adjusting to college, coping with stress, homelessness, going through relationship issues, or dealing with the loss of a family member.
Additionally, concerns regarding drug and alcohol use, students with questions about sex or sexual identity, or students dealing with traumatic experiences should be referred to CAPS.
To reach CAPS, you can call 323-343-3314. CAPS is located at Station 4 on the second floor of the Student Health Center.
It's important to remember that as a teacher in the state of California, we are mandatory reporters. This means that if we have any reasonable suspicion of abuse, whether we believe our student is being sexually or physically abused, or they are in a harmful environment, we need a report. Additionally, if you're worried about a student potentially harming themselves or anybody else, we should refer them to CAPS and also report the situation.
In our case, we would report any suspicions to our basic course director, Dr. Reese Mesa. However, if there's a potentially dangerous situation in the classroom or anywhere on campus, call campus police immediately.
Another important number to put in your phone right now is Campus Police.
As an instructor, our goal in the classroom is, of course, to educate, but our students' safety, both physical and mental, definitely takes priority.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you are as excited as we are for the upcoming year. Please feel free to reach out to any of us with any questions you have regarding student inclusion, services, or anything else.